All right. Good morning, JAF. Shot caller here live from the Mountain House. We want to welcome each and every one of you guys to our JAF Powerboost daily call. My job every morning on this Powerboost daily call is to give you your shot of vitamin C. And for those of you that this is your first time on this call, a shot of vitamin C means a shot. The letter C stands for shot of champion, courage, commitment, competitive greatness, right? Commitment, all the things needed for you to go ahead and have a Powerboost day. And so we have a 3-part agenda on our Powerboost daily call. The first one is I'm going to give you your shot of vitamin C. And the reason why vitamin C, guys, in today's world, man, you just got to have a solid immune system, right, to go ahead and carry us to the next level. And so vitamin C is always a good thing to get a shot of, to boost up and amp up and strengthening your immune system. So our 3-part agenda is I'm going to give you, number 1, your shot of vitamin C. Number 2, are the question of the day. And guys, I've been getting a lot of questions, so keep, sending your questions. And I only can cover one a day, but I'll make sure we'll cover your questions, right, throughout the week. And number 3, we continue our series talk on how successful people think. So my vitamin C shot today, guys, is the word non-negotiable, right? Non-negotiable. And you'll hear that often in the industry that we're in. You'll hear that often in Pramerica. You'll hear that often in our business. Non-negotiables, right? And there are just non-negotiables right now, guys, that it's very, very important that you guys know when it comes to building a business. And non-negotiable really means, guys, that these are the things that you can't negotiate, that they must be done. So I'm going to give you 2 non-negotiables, and the second one has 3 different ones, and so hopefully you guys will get all 3, right? So the first non-negotiable, guys, is phone blitz, right? Buzz blitz, phone calling, right? Phone blitz, right? So your phone is going to be the heaviest thing when you first start off in Pramerica, and it might still be the heaviest thing you have right now, right? When it comes to building a business, nobody ever likes to pick up the phone. But I'll go over the question of the day, and I'll kind of relate to it, which is fantastic, right? But the first non-negotiable is phone blitz. You must dedicate, if you are guys, please make sure you put your phones on mute. If you are part-time, phone blitz has to be consistent every single week. Whether it's Freedom Friday that you're doing phone blitz, whether it's Sunday night before conference call you do phone blitz. The key is that you gotta do phone blitz consistently. My first 6 years in the business, that was such a non-negotiable. I did not miss a phone blitz, whether we had somebody at the office or not anybody at the office. And for the majority of the instances, guys, in the office that we were part of, right, with other regional vice presidents, usually we were the only ones that phone blitz, guys, right? Hence the reason why, right, out of all the RVPs, right, and this is not to brag, right, it's not to impress you, but to impress upon you that there has to be a separation from the normal to the good and the good to the great, right? And so that was just not a negotiable. The reason why phone blitz is a non-negotiable, it's very smart as a business individual, a strategic individual, somebody that is going to change their quality of life. It's just a smart thing to do that every week. And even I think in a normal standpoint, right? Nowadays with a lot of moving parts, it's just critical. It's a critical strategic move to make sure that you have your week set. Most people, 90% of people will do this business day by day. And that is why they will not see really big results in their business. I hope you guys got that message. 90% will work on their business every day. We'll try to create something every single day from nothing, right? We'll try to go ahead and and so the key is, guys, is you take one day of the week, right? Whether you're part-time or full-time, and make sure that the whole week that you have it all planned out and scheduled. Don't get me wrong. You can make calls every day to add fillers to your future days, but there should be one day It's a non-negotiable that you have the week set. Until, guys, you have that as a consistent habit, you're going to feel like you're treading on water, right? That's just the feeling that I get. So I don't know, that might be the feeling you get. So the first non-negotiable is phone blitz. The second non-negotiable are three different ones, right? It depends on the era that you're in, right? In Primerica. So the first one, the first out of part 2, right? Number 2. So the non-negotiable is double digit, right? They say the magic starts at double digit. So what does that mean, right? If you belong to that double digit area when they talked about double digit, and it's still important today, guys, that means the magic starts at 10. That means 10 appointments. That means 10 team new recruits, 10 applications, 10,000 in premium. Just the magic starts at 10. So 10, right? 10. The second one of part 2 is if you're in the era of 8531. And this was a period, era where, this was a success formula, and it still holds true today. It's just during that era, it was like one of those, like, let's make sure we get done, like, success formula, right? Everybody was on fire when it came to this, and it's 8531. That means 8 set appointments. You go on 5 of them. You do 3 life apps. You get 1 new teammate, and that was a non-negotiable every week, whether you're part-time or full-time. That had to be done, and that was all the time, right? And then the last one is the era of 6 and 8 to dominate. Right? That every day from 6 p.m. and 8 p.m., the days that you're working Primerica, right? 6 and 8 to dominate. So the key is the reason why these two, right? And then part 2 has 3 different ones. The reason why these are non-negotiable, guys, because this is the career, this is the industry that we're in. We're financial coaches, we're financial doctors. So if we don't have patients to see, right, then we can't do our job, right? We don't make an impact or influence on anybody. So that's my shot of vitamin C, that those are non-negotiables, right? And I'm getting texts regarding how do we fix non-negotiables? Guys, when it's a non-negotiable, it's a non-negotiable. There's not an excuse. There's not a reason. These are things that are going to get done. It's like, going to the bathroom is non-negotiable. Eating is non-negotiable. So these are non-negotiable. So that's my shot of vitamin C. And it might be a little bit tough for you guys, but, that's as tough as I'm going to get, guys, because I think these are just the important disciplines that are important for you, especially that have a team, to lead from the front, right? You got to make sure you're the best example of these non-negotiables. And so our question of the day is somewhat relatable. And, to God be the glory on this beautiful sunny day that, on these Powerboost daily calls, I get this relatable, vitamin C and question of the day connection. But the question of the day comes from somebody that says, how do I exactly do this business without my field trainer? How do I exactly do this business without my field trainer? And when somebody tells me that, I get so excited because 70+% of the people that come into Primerica, they like to depend on other people. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that, right? The confidence level is just not there yet, right? And that will be developed. And I always tell people, don't compare your journey with other teammates' journey. But when somebody says, how do I exactly do this business without my field trainer? I get excited because they want to let loose, right? They don't want to be on that per se Primerica leash anymore. They want to conquer the world. They want to climb and hike that mountain on their own, right? So I like to keep things simple. How do you do your business? Number 1, make the calls. And here's what I tell myself, that I'm going to help a lot of families. They're waiting for me. Anytime I make calls, guys, I always say they're waiting for me. If I don't pick up the phone, if I don't call them, if I don't call this number, I bet you they're praying for me. They're waiting for me. They need me. I can help them. I can serve them. I can change their lives. And that's absolutely true, guys, right? So make the calls. Number 2, to the presentation, right? And yesterday, like, we were working on the Zoom presentation, like, how many times just to get it right? And we're trying to find that remote control on the iPad because it's only on the MacBook and it's month end. So, but we did it, right? So number 2, presentations. And look, you got it, the presentation. All I tell myself is this is just me delivering the message. That's all I am. All I am is a messenger. I'm not here to try to convince somebody, right? I'm not here to try to, aggressively push somebody to do Primerica. I'm just delivering the message. And if you want to hear the message, it's the right time at the right place. They're going to hear the message, right? Although you want to make sure you deliver the message clearly, right? That is just part of skill set. It's part of technique, right? So deliver the presentation, right? Point and read is as simple as it gets. And number 3, you got to close. Look, when I always think closing as, giving medication. I always think of closing as providing solutions. I'm a doctor, right? I'm not here to give free medication out. I'm here to make sure you get well, right? Because I always believe, we're so important to families because, they are where they're at because of a family is where they're at in their financial life because of the mindset and the habits that they have, right? So it's going to take financial education. It's going to take, just like in working out, it's as simple as working out. There's thing on that's going on right now. It's the 1,000 challenge, 1,000 jumping rope, right? And so it could be simple like that. But guys, there's technique, there's breathing, there's just all these different factors because if you don't do it right, then it's not going to turn out right. That's the same thing in finances, right? And one of the things that excites me the most that we get a chance as a financial coach to make people's dreams come true. Like imagine, to be in this industry for 24 years and you've seen your clients that were babies are now going to school and they don't have to worry about their college tuition, or they're getting married and they don't have to, worry about their wedding bills, or, they're buying their first car and they can buy it and they have down payment. They don't have to worry about, or, buying their first house. All these things are such fulfilling and such rewarding, guys, that to this day, I wake up every day still being excited about the newest person coming on board because you just don't know what your eyes are going to see right by them getting involved, guys. So that's the question of the day. How do I exactly do this business without my field trainer? Number 1, make the calls. Number 2, do the presentations. Number 3, the closes. But the most important part is the mindset you have. Right? Making the calls means I'm helping families. They're waiting for me. They're praying for me. They need me, right? I can help them. I can serve them, right? Presentation is just me delivering the message, right? And it's up to them to hear the message, but it has to be clear because I believe that a message is clear by when they move forward. If it's clear enough and it makes sense, they'll move forward, right? And then number 3, closes. Closes means I've given them medication. They're listening to the solutions that they're going to get better, right? So that's how you do the business. As simple as 1, 2, 3, right? And so as I close, I just want to let you know, guys, that I'm so grateful and thankful for each and every one of you and everything that, we've decided to do in 2020 is really to give back to our team. And I look at every day while I'm doing this Powerboost daily call, and we live in the mountains right now, how grateful and thankful I am to be able to have such an amazing quality of life. And I pray, because I know that not everybody has that chance. Not everybody is in that, in such a, good place right now, especially in today's time. Some people are struggling financially. Some people are worried. Some people are anxious. And I just want to let you know, right, all the things that you're praying for, God's going to make it obvious. And if you're praying for things regarding financial, I'm going to let you know Primerica is the solution and only the solution. And I can say that with conviction after 24 years because it hasn't failed our family, yet. So as it hasn't failed my family at all is the word I want to use, right? And so, we've been covering how successful people think, and people come into this type of industry and this type of business and this type of endeavor, this type of opportunity, and they really have no, clue on how it works. They have no background. They have no experience. And so really it's transformation. It's all about evolving. And so we've been studying about how successful people think for us to become successful. And it started off, with talking about how to cultivate big picture thinking, and then how to engage in focused thinking, how to harness creative thinking, how to employ realistic thinking. And now we're on part 5, which is utilizing strategic thinking. And yesterday we're talking about how to release the power of strategic thinking. And part 2 on that says ask why before how. And when most people begin using strategic thinking to solve a problem or plan a way to meet an objective, they often make the mistake of jumping the gun and trying immediately to figure out how to accomplish it. Excuse me, instead of asking how. They should first ask why. If you jump right into problem-solving mode, how are you going to know all the issues? Eugene Gray says, thousands of engineers can design bridges, calculate strains and stresses, and drop specifications for machines. But the great engineer is the man who can tell whether the bridge or the machine should be built at all, where it should be built and when. Asking why helps you think about all these reasons for decisions. It helps you to open your mind's possibilities and opportunities. The size of an opportunity often determines the level of resources and effort that they must invest. Big opportunities allow for big decisions. If you jump to how too quickly, you might miss that. And so guys, that's so integral, and I want to let you know how that relates to the business is the fact that every single person you sit down with, they're going to go ahead and have a response, or they're going to have a feeling, or they're going to have a reaction. And one of my secret sauce questions, and this is a bonus for you guys today for Power Boost Daily Calls, so I'm glad that you're on, is I always say, that's interesting, or out of curiosity, why would you say that? Or that's interesting, why is it that you feel that? Or that's interesting, what are your thoughts about that? Right? And the reason why that's such a secret sauce of mine is because sometimes we're just so rigid in the way we say things and do things, and we are very we're very rigid, and that what that means is not flexible in understanding, and we're in the people industry business, and so we have to be able to go ahead and inject that part of the vitamin C shot into our daily lives as far as doing the business. And so hopefully that's helped you guys. By the way, on today's RVP show, I just want to let you know there is a letter, because we deal in the industry of financial services and serving families. There is a letter that you can take and we'll go over it right as we go throughout the day, but I want you guys to check out that letter because it's important that you print it out and download that letter. And so I'm excited to be your teammate. Let's have a Power Boost day. It's a big day today, guys. It's month end. We're going to go straight to midnight, guys. I want you to get into that rush, into that adrenaline. And look, you might not be feeling it today, and I get it, right? And that's normal, especially if you're in the comfort zone. That's normal, especially we've been in the house for like practically 2 weeks now, right? But look, it's all a mindset. It's all the way you think. It's all about how strong your mind is, how strong your willpower is, and your mental toughness is. And I urge you guys today to give it all that you got, right? To be able to tell yourself and look yourself in the mirror like, I did it. I gave it all I got, right? I gave it my best. And that's all we're asking for is your very best. Have a Power Boost Day call. I love you all. See you later on. Bye-bye.